The title of the article, in case anyone cares to look it up, is "When Individual Hockey Skills Become an Epidemic." Okay, when individual hockey skills become an epidemic is the title of the article. So, just going to the article now, reading. Martin St. Louis often repeated during the Canadian season that his best young players, whether Cole Caulfield, Uri Slavkovsky, or Alex Newhook, were still learning how to play the game. So that's a quote that he's taken from Martin St. Louis. They're still learning how to play the game. The most skilled players on the team are easy to identify, but in Montreal as elsewhere, we are increasingly observing a gap between the high degree of skill with which young players arrive and their understanding of the team game. I think it's an epidemic, St. Louis told us during the CH's visit to Carolina in March. All young players are excellent with the puck, but all their development is done with static things, with things that don't move. There's a lack of reading the game, added St. Louis. There's a lot of emphasis on the puck, but the game is played without the puck. Skill development is very important at a young age, but you better evolve and as you get older, stop doing drills with static things because it's not real. So that's kind of, I guess I'll stop there for the first little piece of it. Yeah, it's kind of stuff we talk about all the time. So go ahead, thoughts on that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, this is the essence of what we talk about in this place every single day. Okay, so I'm going to use an example. And this player goes to a lot of different skills instructors, right? And he has a horrible habit of turning his head the wrong way when he's stick handling, like returning. What's disappointing about a lot of the skills coaches is that, and apparently he's been to some really high end ones, apparently like whatever high end means. And this person, if he's turning right, he keeps his head left, and he's going. So that means he has no idea what's in front of him. It's a habit, right? And we've been on him all the time. And then my kid was on the ice too, and I took him aside and I said, "You're going to just work on this over and over till your head is turned the right way." I said, "Because you're going to get killed." And then my kid told him that too. He goes like, "I'm telling you right now, if you don't listen, you are going to get killed on the ice." So that's general skills, right? You got to be able to identify like at least the basics. So in this instance, this person has been doing a lot of skill development, but when body contact, but even it would hurt him now because your vision is limited, or he could just bump into someone even though there's not contact yet. But when there's contact, if this doesn't get fixed, it's gonna be horrible. So the point of that, me saying that, is that there's a lot of obviously skill work done out there. There's a lot, and the emphasis, and it's good. I mean, here's the thing. I'm just going to back it up a little bit. Here's the thing. A lot of times we talk on our podcast. It's like just recently we were talking about taking time off in the summertime and not working out so hard. And then the response, like what a lot of comments are, well, oh, you're just saying take the summer off. Well, so not from doing it's not do nothing. That's not what we're saying. You know, like honestly, I don't know why we have to explain that, but it's like intelligently do it. Yes, go on and work some if you want to, like be reasonable, go on the ice and work on your weaknesses once a week. If you really feel like you need to touch the puck or pick one or two things that you need to do, it doesn't have to be crazy is all we're saying in the competition. So anyways, there is a total epidemic, and that's a really good word. It's an epidemic of individual skills out there. And I see it every single freaking day is guys look really good in practice. And when you get into the game, they can do nothing. Like absolutely nothing. They're no good at hockey. And that's what I think the biggest battle with players or for coaches right now is to get the eye out of like not to be an individual. And the kids that understand and grow up that it's about the team. Like Craig Berube said it perfectly. And I know a lot of people just hear the words but don't really understand. They were talking about the core four in Toronto. I hate using that term, by the way, but the four big guys in Toronto, how's he going to work with them? And he basically said it's not about those guys. It's about the team. He goes, everyone has a role. Everybody has a job to do, and you have to do it. So anyways, it gets very tiring to have to continue to tell people, convince people, and explain to people that you're a lot of the things that you're doing, you're wasting your time on. You have to learn how to play as a team. You have to learn how to play without the puck. You have to learn to actually not handle the puck so much. My son and I were doing something today, and he was showing me how a thing that he was working on for one-on-one moves. So typically people like to have really stick out of the puck and like have these amazing moves, and he was showing me something, and I said, I love it because there's not hardly handling the puck. You're just moving it to space. It doesn't have to look so incredibly great,
Yeah.
right?
Just two thoughts on that. I remember um, kind of identifying this when I used to skate with you in the summertime because you'd have all the big guys out there and we go to skate, and you can't really tell the difference in drills between, let's say, Aaron Ekblad and ECHL player
Right.
as an example.
They're all pretty good.
So if we did, hey, let's race from here to there, a guy from the East Coast might win. If we say, hey, let's line up and see who has the hardest shot, a guy from the East Coast might win. If we see who has the best dangles, someone from the East Coast might win. They might
Someone
be better.
from junior might.
Yeah, in isolation, they might be better at that skill than the guy that's in the NHL. And that's something that people should think of, like, okay, so what does that mean? What is the difference between the guy that can't get out of the East Coast as a minor pro versus a guy that is solidified in the NHL? What's the difference, right? The difference doesn't end up being their individual skill set. That's never what it is. Because you would say, you're the first person that would say you could find 100 guys that are a better skater than Aaron Ekblad, maybe more, right?
Oh, 100%.
So what is the reason that he is a solidified NHL player, right?
And I got to just interrupt that. You know what I'm proud of him for? And I was just talking to him the other day. He switched from Bauer to Warrior. Yeah. Yeah. But you know what I'm proud of him for? Is he was his first few years when he went into the league, he was getting a lot of points running the power play and stuff. He's doing a really, really, really good job on the defensive side now.
Yeah,
not that he didn't before, but it's like that's his, like he shuts down now. It's not so they got Montour and someone else kind of taking over the power play, and I think he gets the second part of the power play. But he does a really, really good job being like heavier and really battling, blocking shots, getting pucks out, and
which makes sense.
Yeah, no,
like
for
big,
sure,
lanky body.
But my point to that is he was first overall. Like you could have a misconstrued thing of yourself, right? And I think he's a better defenseman now than he was when he won the Calder. Yeah.
So for a guy like that, my point of that little spiel is just, okay, so what's the difference? And it's not the individual skills. And that's what people need to understand. It's like, it's not the individual skill in isolation. If you have the best shot, that doesn't mean you're going to be a pro. If you're the fastest skater, that doesn't mean you're going to be a pro. If you're whatever, fill in the blank, that isn't what the difference is often, right? Now, I wanted to tell another story about one of our guys. They were out. This is a guy that's going to be a Division I player, right? And he was talking about his year, and he was not grasping the team concept when he was talking to you. So why don't you talk a little bit about kind of that dialogue, and then why this is just like a common thing, and then I'll go back to the article.
So we had a player sitting there, came back. He's a D1 player and stuff. How was your season? He said, yeah, it was good, but like it was good in the beginning because I was able to play the way I like to play. But like once the season went on, the coach kind of shut things down and said, this is how everyone's got to play. You know, getting the puck deep, finish hits, all that kind of stuff. And he's heard this before from his coach last year.
And from you.
And from me.
And from me.
Yeah. That's how you have to play, like individual. Like you can't be on your own page, right? You just can't. So at the season, his ice time was going down, and he had a hard time with that. And he, because he would like to be on a power play and do his thing, and he liked to go in a 2-on-1 and do it his way. And he would kind of argue with the coach or always give a reason
back,
why.
Yeah,
push back. But. And it's like, but at some point that's gonna fall short because the team needs to play a team game. So when you choose to be individual, that's what's going to happen. You're not going to get your ice time. And to me, it catches. So anyways, it catches up to you. If you continue to decide that you're going to be bigger than the team, or you're going to do it your way, or you're going to skill it to death, eventually it's going to catch up to you. Like a coach is going to say, well, you're not playing then. I can't use you anymore because no one knows what you're doing, or it's about you getting points, and that's not what it's about. And if you look at the NHL right now, look at the finals right now. So we're only 2 games in, but McDavid and Draisaitl aren't putting points up. They're 2 possibly best players in the world. Possibly, they're the 2 best players in the world, like 1, 2, or 3, and they can't score on Florida right now. They're trying and they're skilling it, but it's like 1 doesn't beat 5. It does once in a while. But that's going to be a problem. It appears, I'm not saying that they can't win, but it appears like without those guys scoring, the secondary scoring isn't happening, and maybe it will, but those guys are your goal scorers, and Florida's playing a team game and is shutting them down. You can skate all you want. We're going to knock that puck away, whatever. And they're making it very hard. So the team beats the individual skill every time. Now, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. Like, Connor McDavid is most likely going to get a point in the next couple games, like at home and all that stuff. There's a good chance. But the point is that if it's a lot easier for 5 guys to defend him than vice versa, right? And it's just so, I know that when you're a parent and a kid, like, it's what you teach your kids, really, like that's what that they're going to get. And that's why I'm always I'm very adamant on explain to your kids, like, don't get so excited about them scoring goals and getting points. Like, it's the greatest thing in the world, but it's more important that they understand the habits of hockey. And that's that forecheck. It's the back check. Like, that's what I'm excited about when I see players. I see effort levels. I see them doing things that away from the puck, like your back checking, blocking shots, all those little things, supporting pucks, driving the net. Those are the things that are going to add up to you being a better hockey player, because it shows you that you care about more than yourself. You're taking care of every part of the ice. You're willing to do things without the glory, and it is fun, by the way. And then everything on top of that is great. Now, having said all that, there is, and we've always said this, is always a time and a place to do the isolated stuff, right? Like, if you only work on taking rims off the wall, you're not going to be a very good shooter. Like, you need to learn how to shoot, but use it in different situations. But again, you can do shooting drills all day, but if you're not doing it with any resistance, then you're going to shoot a puck and it's going to go off shin pads, or guys are going to knock it away because you haven't had the resistance. So that's why, with Coach what St. Louis is saying there is, like, isolation drills are fine to understand something and to get reps in. And, like, I don't have a problem, like, say, like my kid, for example, if in a week or two, like before he goes to a camp, or before the season starts, if we do once every couple of weeks, where it's like, today, boys, we're going out there, and it's like, I don't want you to lose the puck at all. I want you to just, we'll design some stuff, and you got to do some good weight transfers, put yourself in challenging situations, do it at high speeds, do it with a little bit of pressure. But your job today is not to lose the puck. That's good. Right, it's just a stick handling and agility thing, and it's good. But you don't base the training program on that.
Right.
Period.